Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you again so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take a look here at Ethereum, see what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and discuss a little bit about the reasons as to why I'm considering a short position with this coin, but also want to look at a few other key factors to confirm it's still worthwhile. Hindsight's 2020, I was considering a short at 2450, but now that we're here at this low 2400, upper 23s, we want to kind of see if it's worthwhile, make sure we're not shorting the bottom too, right? Okay, so again, we want to look at a few things. So if you are new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hope you can learn something today. If you do want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site, link down below. Our Discord looks a little something like this. I recommend checking out our Trade Alerts. That's a newer channel within our community. It is a newer feature, so you may need to go to our browse channels and hit show all. Sometimes that doesn't show up for everybody, so just know that it's there. You can register for coin calls here, so you get notified on those. But really quick, congrats to our community members. Bitcoin 20% short. We shorted roughly 57,000. So again, nice little profits there so far yesterday and likely today. So the question is, how much further down our coin is going to go? And I get that question a lot. Truth is, most coins are going to pull back. Yesterday was a very aggressive green day, and it would make sense for coins to slow down because Bitcoin is coming up to its resistance range at 57 to 58K, and it is effectively pulling back now that we rejected off that previous CME gap resistance range. So looking at ETH here, let's double check a few things. First of all, we zoom in, we can kind of see there's a ton of liquidation, somewhere in the range of, this might be $3 or $4 billion worth of liquidation between 2560 and 2600. So round number 2600, we got a lot of liquidation. We zoom in a little bit. Obviously, it pales in comparison to this upper range at 3600. But if we look here, we can see, about 3 billion just in this range alone here for liquidation to the upside. So what that basically just means is we got a lot of resistance there. The liquidation levels are growing at that level because we keep rejecting off that, and the shorts continue to stack. That does imply that the price action could sweep that level and effectively, wreck those shorts. But it also implies there's a ton of resistance there, and it doesn't make a ton of sense to take a long until the price action breaks through that level, sweeps out liquidity, and effectively performs a bullish backtest of the more recent resistance / horizontal trend line. So just some things to kind of be mindful of. This is not an exact science, folks. Cryptocurrency or just trading in general, it's always dynamic, always consistent. Well, what is consistent is the fact that it's dynamic and it changes all the time. I mean, geez, look at ETH. Good. Congrats to anyone who might have shorted ETH when the price dumped this one. This guy belly flopped pretty hard. So heaven forbid the price pulls back any further. What we want to look at here, though, if we zoom out, again, this is just kind of more macro. This is roughly about a year and a half's worth of trading. We can see a ton of volume at about 1800. So just keep in mind, general support range is that 18 to 1900 range. You could round up and just say 2000 is a solid little area of support. Anything below that, effectively, you should see a lot of resilience, so to speak. The price will probably bounce from there. In fact, that's closer to some of my average positions from before when I got in to this coin here when I had to my spot bag last year. I haven't touched it in a while. So let's see. Double check some things here. First of all, daily time frame. If we take a look, we can recognize that we are well below 30. Okay, so this is generally not a sign to take any long positions. You never take a long into an RSI that is above or below this key levels here, 30 to the downside, 70 to the upside. We can see stochastic swinging up. This is good for potential momentum shift, but as we can see, we're already printing a bearish engulfing candle here so far today. We can see MACD is still diverging. There's zero reasons, especially if you consider the SMAs being so high up there. Look at that, SMA 20 at 3100. That is insane. It is about how much percent away? It's about 25% away as a rough estimate. That is terrible. That basically implies we're not going to see any kind of positive shifts to momentum here on this coin for a long time. However, we do look at the 4-hour time frame. We can see we're getting rejected by the 20-day SMA. Being above that is generally a favorable sign. So we want to be above that at any given time, at least to have some confidence in taking a long temporarily. Okay, so again, you never just take a long to the moon, as some of these other people would say. You probably never hear me say that word ever without, in the proper context. Because again, while the moon does, it's up there, right? It doesn't make any sense to use that as a metaphor for where we're going with certain coins, because again, it's just outrageous to consider breaking all-time highs anytime soon for this coin especially. So we take a look here. Of course, we can see RSI at 30 getting closer to being tested here. This is a very wonky chart. Money flow index extremely high, showing there is more buying pressure, but that's going to start shifting here soon once the selling pressure continues. We can see stochastic swinging down and MACD is starting to diverge. All the more reason why the price is more likely to retest its local lows here, which, by the way, the golden pocket is right at about 2780 to 2300 round number. Okay, so using a round number there, that's roughly where it's at. Because again, it's the more local lows here. We saw about 16 hours where the price was unwilling to go below that level. Okay, not to say it can't still happen, but we should see some support in that range. We're also entering our goal, our more local point of control as well, about 23.25. So that could be a pivot / bouncing point for us as well. So again, it's not like it's all doom and gloom here. It's just there's no reason to get too crazy with long positions. Yesterday was a nice green day. That was wonderful and all. But the realism is going to be setting in here soon, which we're seeing right now. There's a reason why we shorted Bitcoin at 57,000, because it has a lot of bearish divergences. There's a lot of resistances. Rising wedge, the local point of control. There's a lot of things that are holding the price action in place and or pulling it back, which we're starting to see Bitcoin retrace now. So it's no surprise that we're coming down. ETH is following suit, only much more aggressively. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so we're below all moving averages on the hourly time frame. That is par for the course. Ichimoku cloud, oof, boy. Most coins are actually above or testing the upper lead on the cloud. This isn't even close. Like, we broke free and we're free falling now at this point. So we got a lot of resistance above us. Lagging spans free and clear. Conversion lines below the baseline. There's a lot of reasons why ETH will probably progress lower. Okay, so I would not consider taking a long position. If you take a short, while it feels like we're closer to the bottom, make sure you secure profits somewhere between now and the 2325/2300 mark, just to ensure you secure some profits. There's no guarantee it's going to continue to run, but it certainly looks like it wants to, and it's not really all that healthy right now, especially with Bitcoin pulling back just barely to the lower 50 to mid 55K range. We're seeing a pretty aggressive sell-off here from ETH. So a lot of reasons why a long position is just not advised at this time. So I'll post our plot chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. If you're not familiar, I post things of this nature day in and day out, just so you can have some knowledge there. I have detailed analysis here too, again, through our trade alerts. These are trades that I'm monitoring, paying attention to, and basically they turn into these signals essentially. So just bear that in mind. Other than that, I do want to say thank you again so much for the awesome support from everybody. Deeply appreciate the wonderful the likes on the videos, the comments, and everything too. The community's coming together lately too, especially to help me with all that plagiarism crap with the House of Crypto. So again, interesting stuff, how the market works, but it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond to what happens to you that makes the most difference, right? So in this case, how are you going to respond? What are you going to do? I'd love to hear it. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you again soon. Take care.